Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about real friendships, true ride or dies that will always stick around no matter what happens, and I have a few of those, so I think I can talk out of experience. Let's go. Welcome back. I'm Aysun, I'm 21 and my parents are Turkish. I'm from Germany. I am in London at the moment, but normally I study in Scotland. I talked a bunch about like how to cut people off, how to see the red flags of friendships and relationships. And the thing is, as much as I'm a professional when it comes to toxic friends, I'm also, I would say, a professional when it comes to real friendships, because I have amazing friends that have always been there for me. No matter what happened, I know whom I can call. I know who will be there for me through thick and thin, and I'm really, really grateful for that. And it takes you a while to understand who really cares about you, but believe me, there are people that really care about you. If you constantly feel like you're surrounded with toxic friendships, maybe you don't notice the amazing friends that you have, and you only look on the bad side, and you only notice that. So maybe it's time to shift your perspective. There are different relationships. I have very different friends. I have friends that I talk to on a regular day-to-day basis, and then I have really close friends, and we only talk like once every 3 months. But I know if I knock on their door and it's like 3 a.m. in the morning, they will open the door and they will listen to me and be there for me. And just because society or movies have put a picture of the best friend and you don't have that kind of relationship doesn't mean you don't have true friends. I actually think that you should be grateful for every single person that holds you back. And like I said, I have some friends that I don't talk to very regularly, but I would never want to miss them in my life. And when we don't spend enough time together, I feel that, but at the same time, it's nice to miss people, because what do you miss? You miss nice things, right? So the fact that you can miss someone is a privilege, because you miss something that was amazing, that is amazing maybe, and you can go back and visit them or spend more time with them, and it's just beautiful. Relationships can be so amazing if you drop the expectations that have been put on to that, or in your brain just by watching stuff or thinking that you have to be a certain type of way, which you really don't need to be. And it's the coolest thing actually to meet after a certain period of time and you know nothing changed. Like, your relationship is still the same, the trust is there, the connection is there, and it's even better because you've been able to miss that person and you have things to talk about. You can just catch up and it's like nothing ever changed. So the first green flag is you don't have to censor yourself around them. If you have the feeling that you have to be another person, or you cannot talk about some parts of your life, that might not be the best sign. But if you have a friend and you can just let loose and you can talk about anything, and with so many of my friends, they don't get everything. Like, they don't get every part of my life, especially since I moved abroad, or I'm LGBT, they might not get that, or I'm really passionate about some geeky stuff, I don't know, and other parts of my friendship group might not get that. That is completely fine. But if they listen to you, and if they're like, oh, that's weird, okay, and they just take it in, and they don't judge you, you don't have to censor yourself around them. It's more about accepting it and knowing that we're different people and that is okay. And you might not get everything that I do, but you're always behind me and you always support me. That is amazing. Second thing, they are always supportive of your dreams and they're genuinely happy for you. I have experienced that I have shared something and I know that it's a good achievement and my friends try to be happy for me, but there was something holding them back or they compared themselves to me, which is okay. Like, that doesn't immediately mean that that is a toxic friendship. But have you ever experienced genuine support? Like, if you achieve something and they just feel like they've achieved something as well, just by being there for you and holding your hand, and they're so happy for you. Like, that unconditional happiness for the accomplishments of someone else is the best feeling when you do something great in your life. Because my journey is not your journey, and it's amazing when someone can actually see that and be happy for the things that you do, and I can be happy for the things that you do. It's absolutely astonishing if you experience that. Third green flag. You survived critical moments in your relationship. Everyone has problems, everyone has arguments, but the way you solve them tells a lot about the relationship. When I have a problem and I'm scared to tell my best friends, that's understandable, but if they're really your friend, they will understand where you're coming from. And even if you're not on the same page, which might happen, that has happened with me in the past, it's like, I love you unconditionally, I want to solve this. When it's less about ego, less about I have to be right, and more about this relationship is so important to me that I will try anything to make it work. That is amazing. That is when you know that you're a team, you are always on the same side, and you're not in a competition. It's not about the individuals, it's about the relationship that has a problem at the moment, and we're both working on it to get somewhere that we want to get. And if your friend can drop their ego, that is maybe one of the best green flags that you can see. This goes with the first thing that I said, when you don't feel judged. Like, if you feel like you can slumber, you can be in your hoodie, you can be unshowered for days, and that person doesn't judge you. Or if you obviously do something wrong, like, and we all had that, like, our friend is making out with that guy and everyone knows he's a bad person to be around, he's a bad influence and stuff. But if you can be like, hey, this is not good, but no matter what you do, I'm 100% behind you. If you have to cry after that making out session, I'm here for you. And if you can be that person, and if that person can do the same for you, goals. Fifth thing that I've noticed, they listen. Like, they genuinely listen. And I know it's so obvious, but it's so not. People constantly project themselves onto your life. And if a person really listens and is like, okay, how do we solve this problem in a way that you would solve it, not I would solve it, that is so cool. Because you know that that person understands that we're not all the same, that you have different love languages, different goals, different intentions, and that is the coolest thing. Because let's say the golden trio in Harry Potter, Hermione is not like Harry, Harry is not like Ron, and the team is so cool because every single person is putting something else in the group. There are different strengths, also there are weaknesses, and if you constantly act like the other person has to be like you don't get anywhere. So just open your ears, listen to what they're actually saying. If someone tells you who they are, believe them, but if someone shows you who they are, believe them even more. Talk the talk, you can talk the talk, but also walk the walk. And if someone is like, oh, I'm always there for you, I'm always there for you, but you hit them up if you need them, and they're like, oh sorry, I'm busy. They can be busy, obviously, but if you do that once or twice and they don't help you because they're busy, they have other things to do, maybe their priorities lie somewhere else. One of the best things, in my opinion, is the 6th thing, which is no awkward silence. I love it. I love just chilling with my best friends, just chilling. Like, we don't have to talk. We can be on IG just scrolling. I can read tarot and then silence, or I can read a book and they can work. Like, when we don't have to talk, it's the best thing ever because it's so calming and you can just spend time together. You can have deep talks, then silence, then someone cooks, then someone drinks, then silence again. It's the best thing. And you know when you're like really friends, when you don't have awkward silence, no one is pretending, everything's chill. 7th thing, you're a team. If you cry, you do it together. If you laugh, you do it together. If someone is going through a breakup, everyone is there for that person. If someone has something great going on in their lives, everyone is happy for that person. And if you're just a team and you know that you're not alone, no matter what you go through, when you just know that, when you know that I'm having a hard time, but not only I am having a hard time, like, we are going through that together. That's the best support system that you could think of. And an extra one, just for you. I really love when, even if you don't have contact for a certain period of time, nothing changes. And one person is like, hey, I'm checking on you, how are you? The other person is like, oh, I just dreamt of you, how are you? It's so wholesome, just wholesome to know that one person is thinking of you, you're thinking of them, both of you are busy. Let's be honest, after high school, life just gets more and more complicated. We all have different things going on. We have 100 things on our minds, and that is completely fine. But if you know the other person is there for you, no matter what, and same goes for you, and both of you are thinking of each other, you cannot always keep up, but you're checking on each other, amazing. And I love when nothing is embarrassing, when you can just be like, hey, I did this, or the sky is pretty, I'm thinking of you, something like that. Like, it doesn't have to be cheesy or amazing, but just thinking of each other and knowing that it goes both ways. And if something feels awkward, maybe you should talk about it. Or if something feels one way, maybe that is a sign as well. But these were my green flags. I am incredibly grateful for every single person that I have in my life, because I genuinely feel like I have amazing people that support me, and I hope I can give that back as well. And honestly, life is too short to not have friends, and we're not on this planet to just push through it alone. We're here to actually enjoy it, actually enjoy the ride, laugh and cry together no matter what happens. And yes, that was it. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped someone out there, and let me know if you have any suggestions, any comments, and see you in the next one. Bye.